Hey everyone, it's Kaylee and I'm here. And it feels weird. I'm a mess right now, if you haven't noticed. My apartment is a mess right now behind me also. But I just wanted to be really real and honest. And I wanted to talk about why I haven't been here. So I was in the middle of filming and working on my Vlogoween series, which was really fun and exciting at the time. But I was also trying to get pregnant. And what happened after that was on Halloween, me and Andrew found out that we were pregnant. And then 3 weeks later, I miscarried our baby. And it was, the size of a sesame seed or a little tiny thing, but it was really painful and really, really emotionally draining, physically draining. And it lasted a really long time because it sort of connects into your period. This is a lot of information very fast. We're like 2 minutes into this, but I told myself that I would be really, really straightforward and really honest because I couldn't come back and just avoid all of this stuff. I had to be honest with all of you because that's like the core of this channel is that I like to share myself. And that's gotten harder because components of my life have gotten more personal. But, I'm ready to share. So, my miscarriage lasted a long time, like 2 weeks, and I was dead, emotionally and just to the world, and getting through it. And we were told that we could keep trying, and so we kept trying, and I ended up missing a period again, but I started to spot some blood, and so I eventually went to the emergency room and they told me I was pregnant again. And this time that I was pregnant again, I'm smiling because I'm really anxious about this entire thing, but I need to tell you, so I'm going to keep talking, no cuts. They told me I was pregnant again. Me and Andrew just look at each other. And, I look back at the doctor and I'm like, what? We're like, what? And they're like, don't get too excited because of the history, it might not stay. We were like, okay, yeah, like because when you have a miscarriage, I might cry. I'm really gonna try not to, but it's a lot. But when you have a miscarriage, when you find out you're pregnant again, you don't get that same excitement. You don't get to feel that same joy. I actually have video footage of me and Andrew finding out we were pregnant the first time, and I might just keep that to ourselves because it ended up not being a baby. But when we were told that I was pregnant the second time, we just sort of held our breath, because you're just sort of like, yeah, okay, it means nothing. Because the last time it meant nothing. And you just sort of plant that seed in your head of, this isn't going to be anything. And so they said, we'll keep track of it. In 48 hours, you have to get blood work, and we'll see if the hormone levels double because they're supposed to go way high really fast. And so I did that. And then they told me that I had to get more blood work and more blood work and more blood work because the hormones were going like this, and then they spiked and they went really low really fast, and I needed to keep getting blood work done until I was considered no longer pregnant, and or it would tip back up. But as the days passed, my arms were getting more and more bruised. My spirit was getting more and more broken, and we were just like, it's not gonna happen. and then it didn't happen. My hormone levels went under 50, which is like the HCG level of being pregnant. It's like 50 or above. But it went under 50 after, And the other thing that I want to know is I was getting blood work done every other day at the same place near my work. And I was bruised, like my arms, my wrists. It was awful. And the last day, after around a week of doing this, no, over a week of doing this, the woman, I haven't seen this woman before. I knew the rest of the people that worked there. I was there a lot. But this new woman was there, and she's looking at my arms, and I'm like, I'm sorry, they're bruised, but you could probably go through, because they were like poking through the bruise, which was awful. But she's like, oh, I'm going to use a much smaller needle so that it hurts you less and doesn't affect your arm as badly. And I'm thinking to myself, I've been coming here for over a week and they've been using this long ass needle on my arm. And then she comes in with this little tiny thing and it's like, oh, we'll use this and you'll be fine. I'm like, really? After, so long of doing this? It was just one of those things. You're like, of course, you would say this on the last day. And then my HCG levels were way under being pregnant. And my doctor's like, you're not pregnant. And I'm like, great. Now I know that they could use a smaller needle. Wonderful. So anyway, I wasn't pregnant again a second time. That was around January. We've kept trying. Nothing's happening. So it's made it very hard to do anything other than focusing on work and smiling through it. And we have been enjoying our life. It's not like, this hasn't consumed us entirely because it happened so early in both pregnancies. The second one was technically chemical pregnancy. But, it didn't affect us too much. It just affected me enough that I didn't want to be too active on social media because it just felt too, I don't know. There's something about social media that's like, my life's great. Here's all the things that are happening. Let's be peppy and happy and great. And I was sort of like, I keep miscarrying. I can't have a baby. I don't know what the fuck is happening. And something about that doesn't seem so great for everyone to hear about. But at the same time, miscarriages are so common. And I wish that more people would speak openly about them. And I understand it's a personal thing, so don't take that any sort of way. But I just wish that I knew more about it before I had my own, And I wish that I knew it was so common for that to happen because you feel these feelings of like guilt where I'm like, my body's turning against me and I could be healthier. Like maybe if I wasn't so heavy, like if I lost weight or like if I exercised more, eat healthier food, like my body would be more prepared. Like you think that there's all these things that you could have done or like things that make it your fault. And it's not. It's just life. And so I wish that I knew more about it before it happened. Now that I do, that makes you feel a little bit of a relief. And so we're here. We're still not pregnant. Other things have been going on. I have 3 jobs, technically 4 jobs. But I have 2 major jobs, and at one of them I'm a manager of a staff team of people. And if those people call off or something and there's no one to cover them, I have to go, obviously. And so a lot of those people were calling off a lot of days and I had to go work for them. And then I had to fire 3 people all at once right in December. And so starting in December, I was working 7 days a week because I had to cover for those people. And then I hired another person and then I had to fire them. And so I still work 7 days a week and I'm still trying to find coverage. And so like that portion of my life has been really stressful. My full-time job has been a little stressful because I'm always staying late because there's so much for me to do. So it's been a combination of things like time, but the whole time that I've been gone, I've just been getting notifications on my phone and checking the social blade. Like I'm getting new subscribers and I'm still getting views and like comments and stuff, and I've just been missing it. Every time my phone dings, I'm like, I want to record something. I want to do this. I want to come back. All right there, computer. But, you know, I'm sort of like, I want to come back. I want to do this. I want to have a hobby. I want to have an interest. I want to have something that I really enjoy to do. Um, Again, because I love my jobs, like, don't get me wrong, but, you know, I want something that's like for myself, that's not just for money or for like status or, you know, out of necessity. Like, I just want to do something because I just fuck with it and think it's fun. So that's this for me. And so I still watch YouTube videos every day. And I've still been keeping track of my own stats and stuff. And I'm still just like, I want to do this, but I don't think I'm ready. And I kind of still don't feel like I'm ready um, because I am just going through some shit. But at the same time, that's the best time to do this. So I'm here. I'm going to try my hardest to upload weekly, bi-weekly, whenever I can, because I have all of these ideas still for content and so much is happening in like my world that I want to just share and talk about. And I had so many great things happen to me last year that I never made videos about, which is like funny to me. Like, I got married and I made no videos about that. Like, what? I actually recorded one. Oh, and I never edited it. Anyway, maybe I'll post old stuff that I have already recorded when I was in a happier place in my personal life. Otherwise, everything for me is great. Like, Andrew's still great. Our apartment is so great. Our cats are so great. Nothing's wrong with our cars, which is all I could ever want with them. And a lot has changed. Work and school and life. And I want to bring you all into that loop. So, yeah. Also, the camera that I record with the most, like all the time, broke in the middle of October. And I took it to a camera shop. This is just like sidebar. But I took it to a camera shop and they were like, yeah, this camera is so old that Canon doesn't make parts for it anymore, so you can't have it fixed. And I was like, well, what do I do with that? Can I like sell it or something for parts? Like, can you guys take it? And they're like, no. I'm like, okay, so this thing that's valued at, you know, lots of money is worthless now. I'm like, great. And, oh, also, this is like maybe TMI, but we've come so far that like, why stop now? All my student loans, I graduated last year. So many things. Like, I graduated college and then got married right after that, which was so great. And then I adopted 3 kittens right after that. Like, last year was great. I need that back. But right in the middle of my like hiatus, I guess you could say, from like internet life, my student loans all hit and, you know, came out of the deferment period. I have to pay all of them. And that's a lot. And so me and Andrew have been doing everything in our power to make sure that we could pay them. And anyone else that has student loans knows, like, it consumes your life and heart and soul. And then you look at the repayment term and it's like 12 to 15 years. And you're like, I'm going to be like 40. What the fuck? You know? But you just pay them and get through it. You pay the minimum and just like cry inside every time. And then my college calls me asking for a donation. And I just like, the girl on the phone seemed so nice. She was a student and they were like asking for alumni donations for their current school, blah, blah, blah. And I let her say her whole like spiel about like, you would donate and you would get this memorabilia of blah, blah, blah. And all like, and I don't know. I feel like really cynical about it actually because I'm in the like trenches of paying it off now. But I sort of was just thinking to myself like, student loans now consume my entire soul and life, and y'all want to come at me like I should give you more money. Like, maybe if my interest rate wasn't so high, maybe I would want to give you money. Maybe if my loans weren't so high, maybe I'd want to give you money. Maybe when I'm out of debt in like 15 years, maybe I'll want to give you money. But I don't want to give you money now. I didn't say that to the girl on the phone, but I let her say her whole spiel and I was like, no. And she was like, excuse me? And I was like, no. she was like, oh, okay, well, uh, good luck. And I just didn't know what else to say. Like, because I'm sure she expected if it's a no, I would just hang up. But I didn't want to be rude, so I was like, yeah, sure, because they're like, can we talk to you about this? And I'm like, sure, of course. And then I wish that I didn't do that. But then it's not her fault. So I'm like trying to be nice. I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of potentially deeper things in that are not really my things to share, but also kind of affect me, but like don't fully, because it's like, I don't know. There's other babies in my family right now that need help, and I can't help them. And that's all I'll say about that. And that makes me really upset because I'm trying to have my own baby. And so, like, mentally, I'm not doing so hot, but also, like, I'm pulling through it, and, like, everything's also fine. Like, I'm functioning very normally in my, like, life, but it's still, like, in the back of your mind, So, that's where I'm at. I think I've talked to you for long enough, and I'm excited to come back and not make more content like this. So next week we'll probably be back to like happy, peppy, normal social media BS stuff because it's fun and keeps me distracted from all this other BS. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. I will see you all in a week from today. Maybe not. Maybe I should do Thursdays. It doesn't matter. Anyway, bye.